Welcome to In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with BN and our community. Good afternoon, morning, or evening. Welcome to today's episode of In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with Black non-believers and our community. My name is Mandisa Thomas, and I am the founder and president of Black Non-Believers. Our co-host Edith is off today. She had a prior engagement, but you will see her very soon in the near future on future shows. So we're ready to get started, but of course, we have to let you know that In the Cut is a production of Black Non-Believers, which is a 501c3 organization. Headquartered in the Atlanta area, we connect with other Blacks and allies who are living free of religion and might be otherwise shunned by family members and friends by providing a caring, friendly, and informative community. Instead of accepting dogma, we determine reason and we determine truth and morality through reason and evidence. And the mission of Black Non-Believers is to provide secular fellowship, nurture and support non-believers in coming out, also known as open identification, encourage pride in non-religious identities, educate the public on the history and current state of non-belief in Black communities, and also organize events and charitable causes. BN welcomes all regardless of age, gender identity, sexual identity, national origin, or racial identity. However, our content and our work prioritizes Black non-religious voices. So I'm really excited about today's show. Normally we have special guests, and these are our special guests, some whom you have seen on this show before, some who are very, very, well known in the movement now. And so, but we are here to discuss. To discuss some of the happenings and updates as an organization and our future and where we are going, as well as the people who are involved. For those of you who may not know, Black Non-Believers, we've been around for 13 years. And of course, as with any organization, there's been, there's been ups and downs, hills and valleys. And, there is no organization that doesn't need to go through any type of improvement or revision or, just like reorg, or at least going through, especially nonprofit organizations, because so many things change, so many things are updated. But we are excited to have now a board with us and a leadership team that is dedicated to the work that Black Non-Believers does, our mission, and as well as our passion for it. So with that, we will continue to move forward as we have always done. We will continue to do so in a very friendly and lively fashion that we always do, but also continuing to incorporate that very nurturing, very informative, very educational, objective, piece to the work that we do, because a lot of it is very multifaceted. BN has always been involved with the community social networking, but we've also done so many other things. We have contributed to research. We now co-sponsor. Well, we've been co-sponsoring the Hurston Student Scholarship with the Secular Student Alliance for a few years now. And so with that, in addition to producing this show, we are, I'm just very, very happy to, again, have a team of folks who are here with us and who will be helping us with, our policies and procedures and how we continue to do things to maintain our legalities and our nonprofit status, which we have done for years. But of course, more hands always help. What does that say? A few hands helping are always better than 1,000 clasped in prayer. And of course, we don't go by prayer. We are very action based. And so with that, we just recently published our new and updated bylaws on our website. If you are subscribed to our email distribution, you probably just received that. But also our information, our financial information is on our website under the donate tab. And there's a financial information sheet that you can find on our website. And I will tell you that whenever this work, everything that we do is possible with your support. It does not happen without you. We are going to be tabling at events this year. We are going to be working on things for next year. We are going to. I'm excited for the board to share their thoughts and their perspectives on on Black Nonbelievers as an organization. Some of the things that they want to see and some of the things that they would like for y'all to help us with, because this is a partnership. These are things that we do not do alone, and we cannot do them alone. And so it's important to understand, and we cannot underscore how important your support is for us and the work that we do and what it means for working together in this community, continuing to amplify the voices of Black non-religious people, continuing to be a resource in more ways than one. And these are the things that the need never stops for us to do our work. And with that, it means that all of us, it's going to take all of us to continue to do this work. And so I'm very, very happy once again to have a new and enhanced and improved board of folks who are just really, really awesome. And I will before we'll get started in just a moment, but before I do that, I'd like to just share a fundraiser that we have launched for a member of ours who is based in the UK. Her name is Sarah Keene. She and her family just recently lost their family vehicle. She was involved in an accident, and a few of us have contributed to help her get a new vehicle. She has three young children. And we wanted to, as an organization, show our support as we have done for members who have needed emergency support. Last year, we helped Daryl Smith, who is one of our longtime members and who is also a disabled veteran. We helped him secure a new motorized chair from one of the organizations here in the Atlanta area. That was possible with your assistance as well. So we do care about our members and any assistance that they may need in the meantime. And of course, without having to espouse that we're doing this simply because, this is God's will or whatever. We try to do things to help people because it is the right thing to do. And because we know that people fall on hard times. And we want to do so to show that this is the work that human beings do. And as a community network, we do like to show that these are our humanist values. And whenever we can help folks as much as possible, we will do that as much as we can. And it only takes a little always helps a lot. So with that, I invite you to, the link has been shared in the chat. Shout out to Miss Detroit Atheist Queen, our assistants on the back end, for helping us. And so thank you for that. And if you are so inclined, please do support this initiative to help Sarah and her family get a new vehicle as soon as possible. And so with that, I will start the show. with our special guests, members of the Black Nonbelievers board. First up, we have Chris Cameron, who is the author of Black Freethinkers, A History of African American Secularism, and other books. We also have Derek Colanduno, who is local to the Atlanta area and is the director of the Skep Track at Dragon Con. If you have ever been, you may have seen the programs on the Skep Track before. And if you haven't, please do try to join us for this year. Being always tables there. And also, we have Deanna Williams, who is a filmmaker and who joined our board last year and has produced the films Tracks and Torn. She has been featured at Women of Color Beyond Belief, BNC Con. And I'm just so happy to have y'all here to speak with the In the Cut audience, even those who are just tuning in for this one. Please like our channel, subscribe, and share this video as well. So welcome all to the show. Welcome back, Chris and Deanna, and welcome, Derek.
Thank you. Hello.
All right, Derek. Thank you all so much for being here. And I know it's not going to be totally weird for me to be interviewing y'all, but I think that some of y'all have done this before, so I'm a stranger to it. So whoever wants to start first, let our audience know how long you've been affiliated with Black Nonbelievers as an organization.
So I think so. I came out as atheist in 2018. And that's when I was like, oh, there's no Black atheists. I'm the only one, the same thing we all go through. And, I was just doing all the American atheists, AHA, stuff like that. And then a friend of mine, my business partner, Jesus Reyna, he said, oh, no, there is a Black organization. And he sent me Mandisa's like a posting article or something of her talking. And I was like, oh, my goodness. And so then that's when I actually wrote her on Instagram, I believe, a message. And that was in my angry atheist face. I was like, why do they do this? I need help. Tell me how to talk to these people. And then she sat me down real quick. And she was like, well, we're going to be nice to them. And I always appreciate that about her. We're going to be nice to them. And then we could work through this like this. And I was like, okay, because I'm angry and I want to fight. So that's when I found out about Black Nonbelievers. And then I think, did I try to go to a function in 2019? Because I was in Miami, Florida. So we didn't have any affiliate group or anything there. But I think I tried to do something in 2019, and that's when COVID hit. So then I didn't get to anything until 2021. But I stayed active in anything virtual. And I stayed active in talking to people who were in the Facebook group and stuff like that. So that's how I got involved.
Cool. Well, I've been involved since probably 2012 or so. So I first encountered the website around, I think, mid 2012, fall 2012, something like that. And this was actually really formative in my kind of scholarly trajectory. So I'm a history professor at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I was finishing up my first book, A History of Black Abolitionists in the Revolutionary and early national periods. And I was kind of looking for a new project to work on. And on the Black Nonbeliever site at the time was just some profiles of historical Black atheists. And that was kind of really interesting to me as somebody who had come out as atheist maybe 2 or 3 years before that, right? So about 2009, 2010. I hadn't really encountered a lot of mention of Black atheists in historical scholarship. And so it was just at this perfect moment where I'm looking for a new direction, right? A possible second book project. And then I find something that nobody has seemingly written on, but that also speaks to a core part of my own identity, right? and I just knew like this is something that I have to do, right? So I pretty immediately started working on a book, a history of African American non-believers. And at the same time, I quickly got connected into our local Black Non-Believers chapter shortly after it was formed here in Charlotte, headed by Tina Marshall. I think that was maybe early 2013 or so. After that, I moved up to Boston for a year for a research fellowship. And then when I came back in 2014, that's when I really got a lot more active, like really regularly attending chapter events. I also got active kind of more broadly in BN. So after I published Black Freethinkers in 2019, I came down to the Atlanta branch and gave a talk for folks down there. I participated in multiple online, symposia and workshops and things like that, and discussions with Mandisa. And I've also attended the Women of Color Beyond Belief conference, which was absolutely amazing. I think it was 2021 that I went to that conference. So that was wonderful. And it was nice just kind of being a spectator and taking in all the knowledge from the amazing secular women that Mandisa brought together at that event. So yeah, I've been involved for over a decade now, and it's really been wonderful.
It's me now. So I think Mandisa has told me that. Is there an echo or is it just me? It's just me.
It's you.
Okay, good. I can ignore it. I've done radio since I was a teenager, so I can do it. So yeah, so I think Mandy has told me that when they first started the group, that's when I knew about it. I could be wrong, but I got them a table at DragonCon, and I think I've had one for them every year. I've always, I always had race within my. 'Cause I was a host of Skepticality, which believe it or not, when iTunes put podcasting on iTunes, my show was #1 for a year and a half because mainly because there was no big media that hadn't been podcast yet. But because of it, I became a director at DragonCon for podcasting, and I still had a lot of content because my goal was to espouse science. And one of the most anti-science thing in the world is racism because I'm. You see how white I am. Chris, my dad's about your color. My mom is whiter than me. Um, my grandfather's brother. I don't know what that is. A great uncle. Um, he was coal black. So I'm like, so growing up, I'm like, how is this possible, right? Because we're all just people. So it's annoyed me since I was like 8 years old. Um, so I always had it in my track at DragonCon. So when Pandisa mentioned his group, um, I've always had her do events and have it tabled, and but this kind of stuff has always been close to me. Especially my dad always said, "Why is any dark skinned person in America a religious person? Then slavery was all based on the Bible. So why would any of them gravitate to that?" So I grew up with that kind of mentality. Um, but so when I had the chance to be part of the board, I was really excited to like help out. And I've done. I'm a board member for the Atheist Alliance for America. Um, and then of course I'm a director at DragonCon, which I can make a bit of a splash there, having people like Mendiza and other folks put scientific content into from people's eyeballs that probably would never come to an event like that when they're going to see movies and TV. So I think it's more important. Um, gosh, I'm rambling. So take it back to
Awesome.
Mandisa.
Thank y'all
She's
all
the
so
woman of the hour.
much. So yes. No. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, I might be, yeah, my
We might have to
Wi-Fi might be
riff.
a little kind of off, but
Anybody have any instruments?
yeah, if
Singing?
y'all can hear me, yeah.
I can hear you, Mandisa. And Derek, you're fine. I heard you
Oh,
too. You know, there's always just a slight delay.
yeah.
So we just
Yeah.
gotta remember that.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask y'all like why
I
y'all
think it's all
decided
of
to
us.
join the board, but let's jump into the next question. What are some of your visions? Yeah, what are
Mandisa,
some of your
are you having
visions
video
and
problems?
goals for Black non-believers?
Uh,
No, I don't think so. But let's let's start with Deanna. Did you hear? Yeah,
yeah.
what are some of your
What are
visions and goals for BN?
what are some of the visions and goals for being? Well, my biggest vision and goal for being is to be like a heavy hitter, like an AHA, an FFRF, an American Atheist, when it comes to reach, when it comes to the kind of money we have, the kind of stuff we're able to do with the money we have. So that would be my biggest goal. And it may be that I'm not even here, but I'm still wanting this goal to be. Um, Something that's more on the what I'm doing for the organization as a board member. A goal of mine is to be really organized. That's something I've been working on, and I'm going to continue to work on. I love me a good list and a good to-do list and a good project. And so I like that aspect of it. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm also an event producer. So I like to help in all these fashions. So if I can lend what I do to be in, that is going to be important to me. And also a reason why I joined the board is so I could be on that end of it as well to bring some entertainment. I'd like us to be like known in the Black community so much so like the Potter's House or something, where Black people are like, I know TD Jakes. I mean, well, depending on how you want to know him, that's fine. But we know Black non-believers because they have a platform and they do good stuff in the community and they talk to those specific people. And then we do some sort of bridging the gap where people know who we are, visibility, and they're like cool with it. They're like, yeah, they just atheists. It's all good. They help do the stuff. And so that's like my vision for Black non-believers.
That's really great to hear, Deanna, because my main goals line up pretty well, I think, with your vision in making us one of the premier secular organizations in the country, if not in the world. And I think one of the ways that we can do that is to really build up our affiliate branches across the country, right? We're a national nonprofit now. We have affiliate branches mostly in the Midwest and the East Coast, right? And these affiliates are really key in helping us to carry out our mission of supporting Black secular folk, hosting social and educational events, service activities, participating in research. And I think that there should be an affiliate in each of the 50 biggest cities in the country, right? Um, all but 3 of those, so 47 of the 50 biggest cities, have 400,000 or more people. And if we break that down into a conservative estimate of about 12 or 13% Black people in those cities, that means we've got at least 50,000 Black people in the 50 biggest cities in the country, right? Now, based off the recent Pew Forum statistics, that would put about 10,000 of those in the category of the nuns, right? And then taking an even more conservative estimate of 10% of that 10,000, that means we've got at least 1,000 secular Black people in our biggest cities in the country, right? That's more than enough to support an affiliate of Black non-believers and a few other groups if they spring up, right? So there's absolutely no reason, I don't think, why we can't have affiliate groups in all of the major cities in this country and to really increase our footprint beyond the East Coast and the Midwest, and really expand to the Northeast, right? I think I've lived in Boston. I think New York, New Jersey, all that area, we can certainly have more branches there, as well as the West Coast too, and really making us kind of nationwide, a coast-to-coast organization. We've also talked recently about a new membership structure for the national organization, right? That will soon be implementing with the changing of our bylaws, which Mandisa mentioned was just sent out. So this will allow members to really directly participate in shaping the leadership of Black non-believers by voting for board members and by running to become board members themselves, right? And really actively contributing themselves. And we'll have kind of special discounts and offerings for people who choose to support the organization through membership, right? Maybe a discount to some of our signature events or something like that. So this is something that, as Deanna mentioned, will bring us more in line with organizations such as the American Humanist Association or the Freedom from Religion Foundation in adopting this kind of regular membership structure and really making this a kind of core component of our organization. And that's just going to help us bring expanded programming and offering to Black secular people throughout the country.
Yeah, that's great.
One thing I really think we should focus on soon is having some form of a legal media link to respond to stuff that pops up in the media, especially social media. Somebody who can craft a good legal message and respond to things even if people don't ask for it, because that brings out your brand a bit and also makes people realize who you are, and oh, they're doing good things because that person said something crazy and they have a response to it. So I think somebody like Dina would be really good on the messaging side for the media, but getting somebody on the legal side, 'cause I'm a lawyer, so I don't like to step in that pile just in case. But having somebody to work with somebody like Deanna to like craft messages against like craziness we see all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the project list.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna make a Jira board and let's use it. So
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw in probably a couple of surprise questions. But so
Mandis,
for people who think
is your
that
internet
it's
having a problem today?
difficult to be on a board, no, I mean my internet is
Keeps
kind of a little in
blinking
and
in
out,
and out.
but I'm not sure if you're the only one who can't hear me, Derek.
I also think we should start put together
So for
what events and things to do in the different cities so that people can go to a resource and say, hey, I want to take a group of people to like an educational event or a place, or because like here in Atlanta we have an amazing museum, the Center for Human and Civil Rights. It's an amazing place,
yeah,
and it's great to bring people there to like further education.
yes, we definitely do. We host events like that. As a matter of fact, the Charlotte group recently went to the museum in South Carolina. That was the Chris. That what
I
was
don't
the
think
name of what was that
Mandisa's
museum
internet
again? I
is
think
working
that
well. Let's see if I can get her on
The
chat.
International Civil Rights Museum.
No, it's called the Center for Human and Civil Rights. I actually
yeah, right.
hosted
That's in
an event
Atlanta.
there.
Yes, we awesome. Yeah, so we do events like that as an as an organization. And just going back to what you said, Deanna, about about recognizing BN. The funny thing is that a couple of years ago, I was tabling at the Atheist Alliance of America's conference in Atlanta, and there was also like a Women of Color in Ministries conference that was taking place at the same time. And someone said to me, like, I know you. You're the president of Black Non-Believers. I said, wow. That was also the same event where that lady jumped in my face, but that was a
Mm.
different, that was a different experience. But she said, I know you. She said I was like, wow, that was interesting. So that just brought up that memory of how being as an organization and our presence really has it really has impacted people. They've started to see us, and once we get to that stage where we are as well known as, like you said, some of the major religious organizations, it's only going to increase, so that people are not just seeing me in it, but that they're seeing all of us. So I just that was kind of funny. But I wanted to ask y'all, like, for people who may not have served on a board before and who think it may be intimidating, you all have probably served on other boards. What should people like expect when they are serving on any type of board in any capacity? If you can help folks, just to, if they're thinking about, because we still need board members, but if they're thinking about serving on our board or any board, what should they expect?
Well, I think one thing is just kind of a different level of commitment to the organization, right? Once you're on the board, it's a kind of position of advice, counsel, but also oversight, right? So you know that you kind of have some responsibility for really thinking about the long-term success and the future of this organization, right? And so it's not just it's kind of a different level of commitment than when you're just part of an affiliate branch and thinking what are some fun events that we can do, or what's something that I would be interested, but really kind of thinking more broadly about what the large and kind of broad constituency of the organization would be interested and needs and would benefit from really long term.
Yeah, it's more of a sort of a leadership commitment, which I don't think it's too terribly hard at all. Really, we're all bringing something to the table and expertise in some area, and we kind of get to work in that area as we move forward. For instance, I like organizing and writing notes, and so I've sort of become the secretary, and we're going to make that official very soon. And I'm going to, organize all of our paperwork and start working on donor decks and all kinds of data. And so we can, get even better in the future. So it's not terribly hard if you're interested, because you're going to bring your thing. And it starts after a couple of meetings, it starts feeling like you're hanging out with your cousins. And you're just talking about stuff that you want to do in the future and how you want this thing to grow and having a good time at the same time. How about you, Derek? Oh, you're on mute.
Hey, I can control it. Hey, um, so I've been doing board kind of work since I was 16 years old. Uh, I'm a computer geek, so I did stuff with Comdex way back when it was the largest convention in the world. Um, and then all through college, I ran a theater troupe. I ran a company. We did digital marketing and video, and so I, what I've been told by other people who've been on boards and run things like this, it really comes down to if you love what the goal is, it's not going to feel like work. In fact, you'll get kind of hungry to do the next thing, and then it's like, oh, there's like the list, right? Deanna was saying the list. You can make this long list. Like I'm never going to the problem, to the bottom. Well, that's okay. I tell people all the time, you're atheist, a skeptic. If you're civil rights, the work's never going to end. You're going to be dead, and it's still going to be going. You have to be okay with that, but make the impact that you can while you actually have control to do something. So being on the board is that. If it's something you are passionate about, it's not going to feel like work. But you will have to like learn a lot of things you wouldn't think of. People ask you questions, they're like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." You have cousins that Deanna talked about, so you learn them. You have them. But yeah, so it's I don't think it's not it's not difficult if it's something you're passionate about. Um, and the time is what you put into it. So is there bonuses? No.
Absolutely. And I want to say thank y'all all once again for putting in that time. Yes, and the one thing that we unofficially say is that if you don't like to have fun, then you might not be good for this board, right? But no, but no, it is important for us as an organization. One of the things that we do, it is in our mission to be friendly and informative and make sure that people know that this is a welcoming space, that you don't have to be this overly experienced person to be on the board, but that you are aware of some form of governance, and it's a learning process. For I've served on boards before, and it was a learning experience for me. It helped me better craft things for the organization and try to help us get organized a bit more. And then I know I'm also learning from Deanna, Chris, Derek, and also Lisa, our board auntie, who we wish could have been here with us, but we know she's here in spirit, so to speak. But this is absolutely. I am again very excited to have you all here with us once again. So another question is like, how can members and supporters get more active and help us with our work? Whoever wants to start there.
Yeah, I mean, we need support on multiple fronts. So, first, I think if you're in a city that does not have an affiliate branch, but at least 4 other Black non-believers, please think about organizing one. All you need is 5 members to start an affiliate. The board is here to support you in this process, and we will help you in any way that we can. Please don't assume that somebody else is going to do it or that somebody else is better suited for leadership, right? Leaders are those who are willing to dedicate their time and care about serving others, and that could be you. In fact, if you're kind of reluctant to be a leader, that might be an indication that you'll be a stronger one, right? So, and this also doesn't have to be a super time consuming process. Some of our affiliate branches meet once a month, once every other month, right? And those meetings are often fun and engaging. It's not something that feels like work. Tomorrow, the Charlotte branch, our event for the month will be a cookout, and we'll get together and eat and drink and talk and have fun. So that's an affiliate branch event, right? One example of them. Second, we also need publicity and word of mouth about our efforts. If you see that we're having an event, please share with your networks. If you see a new episode of In the Cut coming out, please publicize that and encourage others to watch. Forward our newsletter updates to others who may not be on our mailing list. Really try to spread the word about BN in any way that you can.
Derek took all the answers out of my mouth.
What did I?
I mean, Chris took all the answers.
Okay.
Derek's not talking. I was thinking the same thing. We definitely have to get people more in leadership. I love this idea of having a branch in every single major city in the state. That's really, really cool. That's actually really cool. So if we could get to that, that's what's going to be wonderful. So like he said, if you have only 4 of you guys, you could still make an affiliate group, and you guys can go bowling and wear your t-shirts and talk to people who pass you by. We need to spread the word, just like he said. I was thinking like publication. I was thinking to repost a lot of stuff. If you see stuff, be ready to engage with other people just so we could be more visible and be out there. I was going to add, maybe we can wear our shirts in public. And then when people see us in the grocery store, we can say, oh, yes, let me tell you about it. Because people stop me all the time. And I say, oh, well, you got a minute? So then every time we go somewhere, you know, I have my hoodie, I have my t-shirts. So yeah, we partying in here. So be ready to talk about it. The religious people, they're ready to talk about it. They wear their crosses. They got cross on their neck. They got cross on their eyes. Right? They're doing the most. Okay, so we can do some most. So wear your shirts at least. Get a nameplate and just spread the word. That's one way to do it. And then also the most important thing, donate. Donate. Do the donation dance. We can always use more funds, so we can always do more content. Money helps everybody get to where they want to go. So donation is one of the most important things you can do monthly. I'm a monthly donor. I had that thing just coming out right in PayPal. Boom, very easy. And it helps us out quite a bit. So if you got 10 extra bucks, you can send it on over to us. We'll take it. You don't need that hamburger. You don't need to buy that hamburger. You can send it to us and we can help the world. So I'll stop talking. That's my ideas.
Some of the things you mentioned there, stuff I was thinking of. You know, there's halo marketing that works well, right? Where you go like, I don't care where you are. If you have two people, make a meetup group, put the Black Nonbelievers logo on it, and just make only if two people are there, but it ends up in other people's searches when they're looking for something to do in that area. So like, what is that? I never knew they had a group here, even there's two people there. It's like remember those God takes fags people. There was only 11 people in that group, 11, and 3 of them are kids of the parents who founded it. 11 people made worldwide headlines for being a-holes, but the point is, there's a halo effect. You make yourself look bigger. You puff yourself up like a pufferfish. So you make a meetup group and you make it look fancy. You make a bowling league because it ends up in signs at bowling areas where traditionally is like beard swilling guys getting away from their wives. They're like, hey, did you know we get home? Did you know there's this Black non-believer stuff? So anything like that is a halo. It might seem small, but when I was in Vegas for 20 years to promote a lot of events, I would actually go to Kinko's, print out little tiny pieces of paper with a logo and a website, and I go to a bookstore and I put these little things in all the books that would be appropriate for those people. So like we could do the same kind of thing. There's many of them left, but they're there, and you put the little Black non-believers in like racial justice books. So someone like, what's this? And they'll probably look at it and think it's crazy, but 1 out of 100 people, that's 1% more people, right? So stuff like that, I think, really makes a difference.
I love that.
Yes, and I'll add my 2 cents in, right? So BN has been we've been contacted for like media as well as public facing features since the beginning, like since the end of Deanna and I were talking the other day. Our first video appearance was a Full Sail student who was doing a short documentary, and she reached out to us on our website. And I remember asking the membership if they wanted to be a part of this. Some of them were almost deathly afraid to speak on camera because they didn't know what the ramifications or consequences would be to speaking up. But we got a few folks together, including R&B singer Anthony David, who made a song years ago called God Said. And so a few of us just started talking on camera, and it actually turned out to be a very, very, very good production. And so when there are any type of opportunities for our leadership and members to be featured, no is a word that I rarely use when it comes to any type of inquiries, any type of research, any type of opportunities for us to be visible, because those things are important. Even if there's only going to be a few people who see us, because when when we continue to continuously put ourselves out there, that means you gauge interest. And even something as and one thing I've always emphasized to our affiliate leaders is that, something as small as, like you said, a few people meeting up in a coffee shop once a month, participating in other events, like Derek said, if there's something that is taking place that you can be a part of, we don't always have to invent the wheel. There are multiple things that we can do to expand our visibility, to expand our reach. And if there is something that you can recommend, pass it on. It's just like a few keystrokes. We know what to do with that. And of course, if there are folks that who may have some deep pockets and are looking for an organization to support, please spread the word about us as well. We would be more than happy to make our case, if you will, to why supporting our organization is important. Chris referenced research. These things we do go by the research. It is very important. And we also, more importantly, we listen to the people who reach out to us, because I can't tell you how many times people have expressed their experiences like Deanna. I thought I was the only Black atheist out there. I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one struggling. The truth of the matter is you are not. And this is all a part of our growth process as individuals, our growth process as an organization, and our growth process as a community. And we really get to see how much we have in common, as folks, and as a board, as a team. And like you said, it doesn't have to be any sort of absolutely professional experience to the point where you have to feel like, well, this is as long as you are willing to learn and willing to work. Teamwork is, as they say, makes the dream work. And so I am really, really happy to have been connected with each and every one of you, on a working level, to the point where we have all grown and increased each other's visibilities through resources, through our individual projects, and the things that we do in the community. I mean, I said Dragon Con is one of the biggest. How old is Dragon Con again? It's 30 plus years old now, right, Derek?
We're heading to 40. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. See, that's that's huge. So Dragon Con brings out
84.
tens of, almost 1 year was at like 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tens of
The
thousands,
year
almost
of
100,000
pandemic.
people a year. It's
2019, we had 145,000 people. But since we started to come back in person,
a huge event.
we've limited for the first time ever. We have a cap on the tickets, or we don't count their memberships. Their memberships. You're part of a club. But the first year was 25,000. Oh, so and so many people that they were like the first time they in Dragon Con, and they're like, "This is great." It's like, because you can walk. But so like last year we had like 55,000, and I think we're bumping up to like 65 or 70 this year. When it gets too big, we're gonna reel back. But yeah, so I guess we're 40 years now.
Yes, and so we're talking about numbers in the thousands here. It's just, I mean, I remember when I first heard of Dragon Con.
So how
Oh,
active
go ahead,
do
Derek.
people come and meet you at your table?
Oh, that actually has increased quite a bit since people now know us. At least we get about a good hundreds of people who at least interact with us at Dragon Con, because it spans like 5 hotels plus one of the America Smart, which is a large venue. So
2 of them,
that's how big the convention is. And so yeah, two big venues.
2
So
floors.
I remember the first time we were there, people looked at some people looked at us like, what the hell are y'all doing here? But then we also actually had quite a few people who were like, wow, I never knew these organizations existed. I can't tell my parents that I'm an atheist. And as we continue, as we have continued our presence there, now people are like, hey, it's like, it's like you said, meeting our family again. They're
Yeah.
like, they expect to see us there. They know that we're going to have good conversations. They know we're going to see some, fabulous costumes. There's going to be some amazing panels, not just with the Skep track, but also just in general. So as we have continued to table there and participate, people see us more now. We've become a fixture, which has been absolutely amazing.
It
So
gives
that has been
people
definitely
options.
one of the best events that we have become a part of.
I
Mm-hmm.
was saying that it gives people
Yes.
options. And because a lot of people, including myself, before, I realized, oh, this is okay. I was like, listen, I didn't even know what an atheist was. Nobody said that in my house. Nobody said, oh, there's a group of people who don't believe. I didn't think that was an option. You had to believe. This is just, maybe you don't go to church as much, but you believe that there's no
Hmm.
option to not believe. And
Default.
so this visibility gives people options. They'd be like, oh, I could explore that and see how I feel about that. So that's I love that you go to Dragon Con. I love that there's a gazillion people there so they can see us.
Mandy, so what we need to do is have a laptop at your BN table so people can sign up.
We do. I do bring my laptop there, and so we
Oh,
will
okay.
have the paper one and also the laptop as well. So yes.
I'm a
And one
director, so
thing
I'm
that
stuck in my room all day.
we do also incorporate like the history of Black free thinkers. So yeah. So I just love the fact that, we've also as an organization been able to, yes, you do have a lot to do in that room there, Derek. I know you have and he has an absolutely fantastic audio visual team as well. That the tech team at the Skep Track is amazing. Um,
That's all
but
Mark
um,
Disler.
but yes,
It's all his
we
equipment.
also educate. We talk about the of free thought. Yeah. So these are absolutely like things that we bring to, the not just the being table, but also the community table. And if folks are interested, because there are a lot of folks who attend the Skep Track events. So it's very educational, and it's an opportunity for more of us to be a part of, of the Skep Track, and to incorporate more voices, and just and connect with all of the tracks at the convention itself, because there's a whole it's not just Comic-Con. There's Dragon Con is full of like fandom and different types of content there. It is just fantastic.
They
So
even teach
it
you how to
really
like
gives a chance to expand
make
your
clothes.
horizons. Nice. Yeah. So if you haven't already had Dragon Con on your list, I'm going to put that link in the chat, so that if you are interested in attending and seeing us there, on the Skep Track this year, because we will be back, we love to have you come down. So, and also to the other things that we are doing this year, including BNC Con, which we will be talking about very soon. So, were there any other final words before? Yes, Deanna is sporting our shirts. Uh, were there any other final words that you had for the viewers today? before we conclude?
Donate.
You think that would be a treasurer would say that, wouldn't there?
Yes. The treasurer, the secretary, the vice president. We all say
we don't
donate.
need to be saying that.
Well, my big one
Yeah.
is just don't be shy. Don't buy into
Yeah.
the media's thing. It's like, it's like I can give you raw stats on how many things are completely wrong, but yet people buy it. So just have a thick skin and don't be shy.
And for me, just get involved in any way that you can. We've got a really robust board with a lot of experience now, as well as a number of long-time and some newer affiliate chapters. So if you're interested in kind of getting involved at the affiliate level or at the national level, you've got a lot of support and a lot of experienced people who can help kind of guide you through this process. And we look forward to everything that you all can bring, all the knowledge and energy that our members and supporters can bring to the organization.
Thank you all so much for being our guests today. And again, please do visit BlackNonbelievers.org to learn more, to see more of our team, and of course, to donate. So this is the part of the show where we will discuss our upcoming events. We look forward to seeing everyone who will be at the annual cookout in Charlotte tomorrow. We look forward to that. I will be driving up. A few of us will be driving up from the Atlanta area to hang out with the Charlotte crew. On May 26th, apologies to the Charlotte affiliate and those who signed on to the Across Generations Wind Down and Hangout. That's actually on the 26th, Sunday at 3:00 via Zoom. Join us as we watch that episode of Across Generations featuring Edith Gray and B. Simone, the Faith Clash episode. We will talk about that and bring your favorite beverage, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, via Zoom at 3:00 next Sunday. Come fellowship, come hang out online, and learn more about what we have coming up at Black Nonbelievers. On June 6th, join us for part 3 of Can We Talk, which is presented by Black Nonbelievers and Compassion and Choices. We will cover everything that is related to mental health and grieving. Sorry, Kelly, for not updating the description there. But it will be, we'll be discussing mental health and grieving as a part of the Can We Talk workshop series. It is free to attend, but please do register via Zoom. As we are going into June and Juneteenth month and Pride Month, on June 9th, join our Chicago affiliate and Cynthia. Shout out to Cynthia, who's been in the chat. Join our Chi-Town group as they participate in the 3rd annual And Still We Rise Juneteenth celebration, which will start at noon Central Time. Stop by the Bean Table to get some information and also get some merch. And if you are a part of our Philadelphia affiliate, they are having another meet and vibe via Zoom at 5:00 on June 9th. So in the evening, join our Philly affiliate for a virtual hangout where you can have some good conversations and learn more about what the organization is doing and how you can get involved in the Philly area. On June 15th in Atlanta in Stonecrest, join us as we table at the annual Juneteenth celebration. It is free and open to the public and is family friendly. They are going to have some nice rides, a nice show. Volunteers will be needed for tabling. It starts at 4:00 Eastern in Stonecrest, Georgia, near Stonecrest Mall in Lithonia on the east side of town. So please join us for that as we celebrate Juneteenth as an organization, and we partner and become involved with these festivities in Black communities that celebrate Black liberation, and we do this in style. The 2024 Hurston Scholarship for Black non-religious students is open for applications. This scholarship is awarded jointly by Black Nonbelievers and the Secular Student Alliance. The deadline to apply is July 31st. And also, we will be tabling at the annual Secular Student Alliance's conference of the weekend of June 14th through the 16th. So if you are in Little Rock, Arkansas or nearby, or would like to come and visit, please do consider attending this conference and stopping by the BN table there. BNC Con is back in November of this year, from November 29th through December 5th. Join us on Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas, with stops to, at this time, Labadee, Haiti. We are still aware of the political situation there. But as time goes on, we will update you if we will be rerouted to another port. But we will also be at Falmouth, Jamaica, which is near Montego Bay. Featured speakers include Chris Cameron, Candace Gorham, Dragnot Mims, Christy Puckett, Teddy Reeves, and more. Prices still start at just $600 per person for double occupancy, and includes cabin fare, taxes, port fees, multiple dining options, and convention registration. The single occupancy balcony cabins are sold out, but there are still plenty of other options available. You can visit the website to secure your slot today. And also, sponsorship opportunities are open on an organizational level. And also, we do help subsidize folks who would not normally be able to attend an event like this. And it gives a new experience to traveling. It gives a new experience to activism. So we always do activism. We do fun with a purpose at BNC Con. So if you are interested in attending and supporting, you can do so via the website. And as we said before, we are still seeking new board members for BN. We are looking to have about 7 board members. Right now, we are at 5. So we still need some more board members. So if you are enthusiastic, dedicated, and like to have fun while working, please do apply to be a board member, and we will reach out to you. The Godless Gospel Music Project is still looking for singers, particularly tenors. This is a production of the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and I'm proud that Black Nonbelievers has been a huge part of this project and helping to facilitate it and get it together. So, and this is a paid opportunity. So if you are a singer, please do submit your audition to godlessgospel.org. As always, we will keep you posted on social media about upcoming events and updates, as well as on upcoming shows. Do check out the We Are My Dream at Sea shop and purchase your favorite crochet items. Custom pieces are available, and we will share that link in the chat. And finally, if you're looking for a great gift to give at any time of the year, pick up a copy of Name Dropping. Name Dropping is the frustratingly fun movie trivia card game that was created by board member and former ITC guest Deanna Williams and her best friend Jesus Reyna. We have played this game via a virtual wind down as well as on BNC Con. It is an absolutely fantastic game, even if you are not well versed on movie trivia. But it is please do pick up your copy of Name Dropping today. So that wraps up this episode of In the Cut. We hope you enjoyed today's show and that you will join us again. As a reminder, we air every first and third Saturday of each month. Please don't forget to like this video and spread the word. Follow BN on Facebook, BN on social media on Facebook at Black Nonbelievers, Instagram at BNonbelievers Inc., X, formerly Twitter, at BNonbelievers. The B and N are capitalized there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Once again, we are getting so close to monetizing our channel. So please watch the previous episodes of In the Cut, as well as programming from previous events that we have hosted and co-produced. We thank you, as always, for tuning in live, as well as watching the replays of our shows. And of course, the more you watch, the closer we get to being able to accept super chats on YouTube. So please do continue to subscribe to the work. Find your local BN affiliate on Meetup or join all of them. And we are always looking for new organizers, affiliate leaders, and volunteers. The link to do so, if you would like to be a volunteer and work with us, that is on our website. So please do complete that form. Of course, and learn more and make your tax-deductible donation at BlackNonbelievers.org/donate. We are coming into the spring and summer fundraising season, so we will, of course, be asking for your support mid-year so that we can continue to do what we set out to do, which is continue our community engagement, our outreach, our service projects, and also bringing you content online. And if you would like to represent BN even more, you can get your swag, shirts, hoodies, mugs, shot glasses, and more from our online store. You can visit the website at blacknonbelievers.org/store-2. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.